Welcome back. It's TCB at the foundry today. I was just about to jump in the 550, make a delivery. Boy, this yard is out of control. I don't know what the calendar says, but it is springtime here. And of course, all my lawn equipment is broke, so that's going to be an upcoming project. This happened last year. This thing broke down on me. For every 10 minutes of use, you got to factor in 2 hours of work time. So it finally broke down, like cratered. I think the transmission went out. And I just got so thoroughly disgusted. I grabbed the forklift, stabbed it, shoved it in the bushes. That's where it'll stay till I find something else to replace it. But that'll have to be a project for another video. Today, we're fixing to put the 550 to work. What the? I got no mirror. Not again. This has happened. I bet this has happened, what, 3 times now? We're going to take care of this when we get back. All right, loaded up. Just a little light load today. Of course, I won't know if I have a backhaul until I get there. Update on this underbody box. Since I did those little repairs, this sucker's staying dry. My straps are nice and dry. No more trench foot. No more mold, mildew, Legionnaire's disease. None of that is in this box anymore. So that's absolutely awesome. This old truck's been really good for deliveries. It's just set up perfect. I mean, I don't necessarily need a crew cab, but it is nice to be able to carry, stuff back there in the back that I don't want to put in toolboxes. So the space definitely doesn't go to waste. And with a 12-foot bed, it carries 6 standard skids. If they're stackable, I can get 12. I think I've probably gotten more than that before, and I really like the wood bed. The wood planks on the bed versus the let's say it was diamond plate or something like that. Metal beds are so slick, and it's hard to keep your load secure on them in comparison to a wood bed. You don't have to worry about the wood denting up or rusting. You keep it treated, it lasts for years, and that cargo will, if it's heavy, it'll bite that wood so it doesn't slide around. So yeah, I've been really happy with this truck. Old check engine lights on. One of these days I'm going to do something about that. This old girl will pull. It doesn't have any problem. You can load it heavy, hook up to a trailer, what have you, and it'll just tote the load. The other thing it's got a massive appetite for is gasoline. It loves gas. So no backhaul today, which I'm fine with. I don't get paid by the load anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But so in addition, on this truck, in addition to the bigger brakes that the 550 has, the strong frame, bigger axles, what I like are the 19.5s, because you can run a 14-ply tire. So when you're loaded heavy, let's say you're on type 2 or some type of other, sharper fill material, or you have to run over a curb, I just worry a lot less about tires. And they're actually relatively inexpensive in comparison to, like 17s. They're really not priced too bad. So now that we're back, let's see if we can't do something about this rear view mirror situation. It's driving me crazy. Nothing's worse than looking up there and the mirror's gone, and it just throws off your equilibrium while you're trying to drive. It's ridiculous. I came up with a few supplies to help us on our little endeavor here. So I've done this multiple times on this truck, And so what's happening is the adhesive, it's sticking to the button fine, but it's not sticking to the windshield very good. So I have cleaned that windshield with Windex, rubbing alcohol, everything you can think of. And I still get in the truck and my mirror's in the floor. So Permatex makes two kits. They make, for like $4 or $5, you can get the adhesive, and it comes with an activation pad. And you know, theoretically, that's all you should need. You clean your surface good, you put some new glue on it, and so forth. Well, that hasn't worked for me. In fact, the first time I put this mirror up in the video where I fixed up the interior on this truck, I bought the $15 kit, and that includes the glue, the activation pad, as well as rubbing alcohol wipes, a razor blade, and sandpaper. Well, I'm not going to pay an extra $10 for a razor blade and sandpaper when I can just, you know, use what I got. So I got the $4 or $5 kit twice, same results. So I decided to try a 2-part epoxy, and it says holds up to 2,000 pounds per square inch. So presumerically, I can glue a lifting eye on my windshield and hang a 2,000 pound weight off of it. That's what this is telling me, so it must be true. Must be true. Anyway, went to Harbor Freight. I was initially going after Gorilla brand. They didn't have any Gorilla in the 2-part epoxy, but they did have the House brand, so I thought it's worth giving it a shot. It was less than the Permatex kit that's been failing, so that's what we're going to use here today. One thing I always do is I put an arrow on this thing pointing up, so when I go to glue it on the windshield, I don't forget how it's supposed to go and fool around and glue it upside down. Now, if this was my first rodeo, I would have gotten on the outside of the windshield with a Sharpie and marked where this mirror went so I wouldn't put it in the wrong spot. But I've done this so many times now, I know its location by heart, so I'm just going to wing it. So I cleaned the windshield with rubbing alcohol. This is 91%. Oh, it's the good stuff. And I also used some glass cleaner. Now, last time I used Windex with ammonia, and I figured that ammonia is probably good for it. But in this case, I'm using a ammonia-free, streak-free wipe. And the glass, I put it this way, I have scrubbed that glass so much that it squeaks when I take the rag over it. It's just squeaking, it's so clean. There ain't no reason you can't eat off of that windshield right now. Another thing I'm doing a little bit different, this time I'm going to tape it up there. The Permatex says you just hold it up there for 30 seconds and it'll set, and then wait another 30 minutes before you try to hang a mirror off of it. In this case, I'm just going to tape this sucker. Covers up my arrow, so this is risky business. But I'm going to tape it and hang the thing up there overnight. Oh, geez. That didn't go as planned. Show you how serious Harbor Freight is about their epoxy. They give you a wooden stir stick free in the package. That's serious business. It might be a little bit much. We're gonna go with it. All right, I have exactly 90 seconds to get this up there and get it straight. Does anybody remember which side is up? Let's see, if I hook the mirror on it, it's going to hook from the top, so I think it goes this way. Now we're parked in the sun, so we should have plenty of heat to properly cure that adhesive. And that's reasonably straight, if I do say so myself. Make sure it's all the way coming out. I can see it coming out just a little bit, all the way around that button. Not enough to be a mess, but just enough to get the job done. All right, now it's just a waiting game. 30 minutes before I can remove that tape, but I'm gonna let it sit out here overnight. I wanna make sure it's really cured before I try to hang the mirror on it. This yard's getting out of control, isn't it, girl? Yeah, but she says I like it. I get the bed down, it's soft, get my D's. Now I'll say something here real quick in defense of Permatex, because I've generally liked their products. So what I did was I used rubbing alcohol and I cleaned off any remaining adhesive that was still on the windshield. And what I noticed now that I'm out here in good light, last time I did this I was in my shop, it was raining, there wasn't much light coming through the skylights. I didn't notice, but that rubbing alcohol left a film on the windshield. I could see it out here in good light. So then I took the glass cleaner and really cleaned that windshield good. I didn't do that before. I just used the rubbing alcohol. I think I used the glass cleaner first, then I used the rubbing alcohol. It left that residue. So that could very well be why the Permatex didn't stick. Another thing could be because if you'll notice, this rubbing alcohol says Fred's, and you might recognize that Fred's has been out of business for a long time. So this rubbing alcohol is very old. So just wanted to put that in there. I'm not trying to throw Permatex under the bus because I'm really not sure why it didn't work last time. So, well, they say patience is a virtue, so I waited 24 hours. I was tempted to put it on yesterday, but all right. Button feels very secure. I pressed on it quite hard. I'm always reluctant to get it down in that notch because, man, it takes a lot of force, and it hangs there just perfect. So that's not coming off unless the adhesive lets loose. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. Just a little truck video, and there'll be plenty more truck content to come. So see you guys in the next one. Now if I come out here tomorrow and this mirror's in the floorboard, I'm just gonna set fire to the truck and be done with it.